وانا بقلب في موقع من مواقع التواصل الاجتماعي لقيت فيديوهات كتير قوي جايالي عن ناس كتيرة من الغرب بتدخل في الاسلام. وتخيلوا مين السبب؟ اخواتنا في فلسطين.
You Gazans have liberated the United States of America.
I started reading the Quran because I wanted to work through misinformation.
So, did you know that every Friday Muslims are encouraged to read Al-Kahf?
I hope you guys will stick around for me to do my shahada.
So I started listening and reading the Quran and seeing how strong the Muslim brothers and sisters' faith was, even after trying to be shut down by the Western media.
Since I have converted to Islam, mass conversion of people who are seeing the Palestinians, who are inspired by them and who are looking at Islam.
I'm reading up on verses in the Quran
to help me teach my son Quran.
I'm reading the Quran and I'm tearing up.
For those of you who are interested in reverting to Islam,
How I have plans to take the shahada.
ربنا يقويهم ويصبرهم على الابتلاء. وعايزة اقول لهم انتوا ابطال، انتوا بسبب ان انتوا صامدين وان انتوا اقوياء وان انتوا دايما بتحمدوا ربنا كلمة الحمد لله على لسانكم، وصبركم على الابتلاء خلى ناس كتير جدا تحب الاسلام وتحب انها تقرأ عن القرآن. ومش بس كده، ناس كتير جدا دخلت في الاسلام بسببكم.
Hope you guys will stick around for me to do my shahada.
How I have plans to take the shahada.
أول الناس بدأت تتعاطف معاكوا وتعرف الحقيقة وتفهم قد إيه إن هم كانوا brain washed، يعني كان معمل لهم غسيل مخ، عملية غسيل مخ، وإن كل الأخبار اللي كانت بتوصل لهم عن القضية الفلسطينية وعن الإسلام مش حقيقية، والسبب في كده هو أنتوا.
I have not been able to sleep in days. I have jumped down rabbit hole after rabbit hole after rabbit hole with this Israel, Palestine. I have learned more than I have ever have in these last few days, doing my own research, hunting down information, going from one source to another source and comparing the two, going into like history books, you know, really digging deep, because I have a genuine need to understand what is going on. How did we get here? What I don't understand are the people who just don't have an opinion, don't know what's going on. I don't know. I don't have a side. I don't know. What are they fighting for again? You want to go to Disney? You want to get drinks? I have not been able to rest in days. I'm up all night, all day, looking at stuff, reading stuff, looking at that, finding that. Oh, I've learned so much. I've learned about World War I, World War II, Britain, the Balfour Act, the guy who gave Palestine away to the Jews, Zionism, how Hamas was created, you know, it just goes on and on and on and on and on. I've learned so much, and it's just, my mind is just blown.
مش بس كده، كمان ده بدأوا ان هم يدعوا بعضهم، يعني ما بينهم وبين بعض، عرفوا ولادكم عن القضية الفلسطينية، عرفوا ولادكم عن الصراع اللي بيحصل، وكمان بيقولوا أمثلة ازاي يفهموا بيها ولادهم عن اللي بيحصل في فلسطين.
This is a message for the parents. Please make sure that you are speaking to your children about world events. Last night I was scrolling on social media and I happened to mention that my heart is breaking for Palestine. And my 9-year-old goes, I thought Palestine were the bad guys. And I'm like, why would you say that? And he goes, well, doesn't the US support Israel? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, so doesn't mean that we're on Israel's side? I said, the government is on Israel's side, but I'm not on Israel's side. And he was like, why not? So I said to him, imagine Jacob is just hanging out in his room. Jacob is his 3-year-old little brother. And you go in Jacob's room and you tell Jacob, this is my room now. You just stay on your bed. The rest of the room is mine. Jacob has a toddler bed, so it's very small. And now you take up Jacob's room, and the whole time you're in there taking up Jacob's room, you're bullying him, okay? And Jacob cannot come off of his bed. He can't go to the bathroom. He can't go to the kitchen without your permission. And most of the time that he asks, you tell him no, right? And you do this for a long time. You do this for a very long time. And then one day, Jacob is like, I'm tired of it. I'm gonna fight back. And Jacob hits you as hard as he can. That going to hurt? He's like, not really. And I'm like, well, if it's as hard as he can, even though he's 3, it might hurt a little bit, right? He was like, maybe a tiny bit. And I said, would it then make sense for you to hit him back as hard as you can and keep hitting him over and over and over again? He goes, no. And I'm like, why not? He's like, because it's not fair, because I'm bigger than him and stronger than him. And I said, and that's exactly what's happening.
الموضوع تطور معاهم كمان يا جماعة، وبدأوا ان هم عايزين يعملوا مقاطعة. والله هم كمان بيعملوا مقاطعة. انتوا عارفين ان الشركات اللي احنا قلنا هنعمل لها مقاطعة دي جايبة اخرها خالص في دول الغرب، بسبب ان هم مع انهم مش مسلمين ولا حاجة، بس بسبب تعاطفهم وحبهم.
I feel like I have to explain to y'all how boycotts work. Because at first y'all were right on track. We are boycotting McDonald's, Starbucks, and Disney Plus. At first it was until changes happen, for the long run, until they are no longer funding a genocide.
وده فيديو تاني لواحد بريطاني بيتكلم عن المسلمين، خصوصا بتوع أفغانستان اللي دايما أمريكا بتقول عليهم إنهم إرهابيين. تعالوا نشوف كده بيقول إيه.
Tonight, in a small town in Saudi Arabia, I had lunch in a Pakistani restaurant, which was full. So I sat on a table that was already occupied by 3 Afghani young men. The Western media will tell you that these people want to kill me because I'm British. They shared their food with me. Well, afterwards, I went to the chalet with a group of Saudi young men. Again, the Western media will tell you that these people are all dangerous and want to kill me. Couldn't be further from the truth. They are the most friendliest, loving, caring people I have ever met in the world. And I've lived in England, I've lived in Germany, I've lived in America, I've lived in China, I've lived in Japan, I've been all over. I've never felt safer than I feel here in Saudi Arabia. In fact, I've never been safer than I've been here in Saudi Arabia.
بدأت الناس كمان تتعلم عن الإسلام، عايزين يعرفوا ايه الدين ده اللي مخلي ناس في الوضع اللي هم فيه ده وصابرين على اللي هم فيه وكمان بيحمدوا ربنا. فبدأوا يقروا القرآن يا جماعة اللي احنا هاجرينه ومش بنقراه خالص. ناس كتير مننا يعني مش بتقراه، وحتى الناس المتعلمة اللي هي بتقراه بتشكك في آيات القرآن وبيقولوا ان الحجاب مش فرض، رغم ان الناس اللي لسه بتقرا عن القرآن اتحجبت.
So my undercaps and hijabs came in today, and I was just trying them on. So don't say nothing, because I'm trying. Because I was invited to the National Muslim Women's Conference tomorrow that I'll be going to here in Chicago. And this is something that I wasn't expecting in wearing a hijab. My autism is loving this. It's loving this. I feel so safe and sound. I feel safe and sound. I think that I would look for something similar even if I wasn't a part of Islam. I feel swaddled. This feels fantastic. It feels fantastic. I love it.
فعلا إنك لا تهدي من أحببت ولكن الله يهدي من يشاء. الناس اللي بتبقى قلبها صافي ونيتها صافية ربنا بيهديها للخير. البنت دي يا جماعة بدأت تقرأ القرآن بسبب الفلسطينيين وبسبب اللي بيحصل في فلسطين، ومش بس كده، عملت زي انجليش كلاب، يعني عملت نادي كده كل الأجانب يعني اللي هم مش مسلمين. هي على فكرة كانت لا دينية، فكل اللي هم مش مسلمين بيدخلوا يقروا القرآن ويفسروه في الوقت اللي المسلمين أصلا مش بيفتحوا المصحف. الموضوع بقى تطور معاها جدا. على فكرة دي اللي معلنة، بس دخلت في الإسلام بعد ما قرأت القرآن وحبته وفهمت قد إيه رسالة الإسلام هي رسالة السماحة، وإن الإسلام هو دين peaceful جدا، دين بسيط، دين يدعو إلى الخير، وما هواش دين إرهابي ولا حاجة زي ما الغرب دايما كان بيحاول يقول.
الحمد لله, by the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, someone very close to us and someone very dear to us, the sun is on my face, man. Someone very close to us and someone very dear to us is going to be accepting Islam in about 3 hours. So tune into my live stream, share this message. The more people that can join in, the better, inshallah. It's going to be your testimony on Yawm al-Qiyamah, and you're going to testify for them on Yawm al-Qiyamah, inshallah. That's going to be a sahm khair for you. That's going to be an arrow of good for you, inshallah, bi'idhnillah tabaraka wa ta'ala.
واخر رسالة عايزة اقولها لكم، اللي يجي يقولك بعد كده ان المسلمين ارهابيين او الدين ده دين الارهاب، ارمي في وشه الفيديو ده وانت مطمن.
All Muslims are terrorists? Who started the First World War? Not Muslims. Who started the Second World War? Not Muslims, who killed about 20 millions of Aborigines in Australia. Not Muslims who sent the nuclear bombs of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Not Muslims who killed more than 100 millions of Indians in North America. Not Muslims who killed more than 50 millions of Indians in South America. Not Muslims who took about 180 millions of African people as slaves, and 88% of them died and was thrown in Atlantic Ocean. Not Muslims who has killed 1 million civilians in Iraq alone. Not Muslims. First of all, you need to define terrorism properly. If a non-Muslim does something bad, it's a crime, but if a Muslim commits something less than that, he's labeled a terrorist. So first, let's remove these double standards. Then come to the point, I'm proud to be a Muslim. Alhamdulillah.
بعد الفيديو ده لازم تفخر انك مسلم وتحمد ربنا على نعمة الاسلام وندعي لاخواننا كلنا في فلسطين ونشكرهم جدا على اللي عملوه، لان بصبرهم على الابتلاء ودايما كلمة الحمد لله اللي على لسانهم ربنا اعز بيهم الاسلام والمسلمين، وربنا يعزهم يا رب وينجيهم من اللي هم فيه، واحنا زي ما احنا مكملين في مقاطعتنا. وارجوكم بلاش تقولوا انا اللي هقاطع، يعني هتيجي من الحاجة اللي انا مش هشتريها دي. ايوه يا جماعة، المقاطعة عملت فعلا نتيجة، وقعت شركات كل مكان، وفعلا والاسعار نزلت جدا للمنتجات اللي احنا بطلنا نشتريها. فياريت نفضل مقاطعين